Hello everybody, welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion. My name is Gareth, and joining me for the first ever incident reel review video, it's Michael Messenger from the Risky Racing team. Michael, how are you doing?
Doing very well. Thank you.
Excellent. Good stuff. Yeah, so Michael, as you know, a 3.3k iRating driver, racing for Risky Racing Blue, as I said, and you just picked up your first win at Suzuka. How's it feel to get your first LOA win?
Congratulations to Michael Messenger. He does get the win, and very well done to Lee Harding, getting a very respectable second place, not too far behind him.
Slightly unexpected after my spin, but yeah, it's really good. Enjoyed it.
Excellent stuff. Well, congratulations. Yeah, welcome to the Hall of Fame. So, as I say, this is the first incident reel review from Suzuka. So, without further ado, let's take a look at Incident 1. Bit of a simple one, just carrying too much brake or something?
Yeah, probably too much brake, maybe a little bit too much speed as well. Possibly got back to throttle early. Also, there's some green brakes on the green asphalt as well. No, sorry, the green.
The AstroTurf.
Yeah, AstroTurf, and it's going to upset the balance of the car. And I think maybe if you if you watch as well really slowly, he just maybe comes off the brake and his left wheel is still actually on the grass. Yeah. So straight away you've lost traction on one of the wheels, and unfortunately I think that was probably what caused the spin there.
Yeah, wow, nice spot, man. I hadn't even seen that. Okay, let's take a look then at Incident 2. Here we go.
Yeah, quite a simple one, this one, unfortunately. The green BMW just too much speed in, just lost the rear, maybe sort of trailed the brakes a little bit too much. Possibly.
Yeah. So is the main thing sort of learning how to modulate the brake when you get to that lower speed and you're in rotation as well?
Yeah, pretty much. Just be a little bit more gentle. Maybe carrying a little bit less speed in, possibly. Stop the spin.
Excellent stuff. Okay, cool. Let's move on then to incident number 3. So this is into Spoon then. Talk us through the accident first.
So
do you want to take control?
Yeah, so the Risky Racing orange car just gets on the brakes just a little, with the right hand wheels just very slightly on the grass. Yeah. And as soon as it snaps sideways, you're just a passenger.
Classic bowling incident.
Yeah.
Here we go, straight into incident 4.
So this is my teammate in this incident.
Yeah.
Okay. So Steve wasn't expecting them to brake, I think, and Steve also brakes. Unfortunately, it's just the rear comes round on it, and it's one of them. It's like the BMW one from earlier. When it starts to slide, there's not really much you can do to kind of stop it.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was Steve there, I think you can see two cars going too wide into 130R, and I think I'd have just backed off and just sort of thought, okay, let's give them some room and we'll see if we can do anything into the chicane, because they're going to be slowing each other down, and if one backs out, the other one also might back out, in which case you might have a nice run into the chicane, maybe. But again, hindsight is a wonderful thing in these these
yeah,
videos.
very much so. So it's one of those ones you'd say where it's planning ahead and maybe
just kind of situational awareness, just thinking, do I really want to get involved in this at the moment?
Okay, cool. We'll take a look at incident 5.
So the Ferrari has come up on Steve at a rate of knots in that corner. I think Steve is actually he's placed the car quite well there. I know he's my teammate, I'm slightly biased. But he's placed the car quite well. The Ferrari maybe has come in with a little bit too much speed. I don't think he's making that corner, and I think he's on the outside, he's on the AstroTurf there again. The rear of the car is going to come round. Steve obviously has a trip to the gravel. The Ferrari carries on, and Ollie is, I would say, slightly offline there as well. So maybe Ollie was kind of reacting maybe to what he was seeing in front of him. And again, it's just a kind of crossing of the lines, and it's a little bit unfortunate.
Okay, so take it easy a bit more, guys. We're moving on to incident 6 into the chicane.
Straight away, it's probably the tightest corner on the circuit, so I think 3 wide is probably not a great idea here, ever. I mean, you can barely get 2 cars through here side by side. I think 3 is a little bit silly. the inside, I think it's McLaren on the inside. I would say
Yes, it is, yeah.
It's. I want to say it's his corner. He's the first one at the apex. If I was the Audi, I think I would still maybe try and hang it around the outside, maybe stay a little bit more left, but he can't because obviously there's another McLaren to his left. If I was the McLaren on the far left, I think I really would have backed out here. I think I would have braked mega early, and if possible, if they're both going to understeer into each other, if you can nail the corner, you want to get a fantastic run down straight into turn 1. You might actually overtake both of them onto the straight. The thing that I want to stress on that one is you need to think about where you're going to pass and what your plan is when you're going into these overtakes. Is what's your plan? What do you think the car next to you's plan is? You need to think about it from somebody else's point of view, that with 3 wide, I'm the one that's got the furthest to actually get to the apex. Maybe this isn't a good place for me to be. Maybe I should just back out. Maybe I'll have another go in a few corners time.
Let's take a look then at incident number 7.
So let's have a look at it from the lead car. I think he was leading the race at this point, yeah.
He was, yeah.
It actually looks like a perfect racing line, but maybe just carried a little bit too much speed, the rear come round, and that kind of started a chain reaction as well. One thing I haven't mentioned yet in any of these instant videos is I would say anybody new, make sure that your spotter is on. If your spotter is telling you slow car ahead and you're coming into a section like this, you need to have your wits about you. You need to be thinking, okay, I can't see anything at the moment, but I haven't got round the next corner yet.
Well, this is a good time to bring up yellow flags then, and what's your advice to our guys, with the yellow, because the yellow flag will have come up on screen with the slow car ahead warning as well. I mean, should the drivers be taking more of a slowing down and backing off, or are they just going to get mugged by other drivers if they are slowing down for yellow flags?
If there was a feature on iRacing I could bring in, it would be if a yellow flag is on screen and the whole sector has a yellow flag, if you're overtaking it, you get some sort of penalty. Definitely pay attention to your spotter.
It feels to me like there was more cars were involved in this than was necessary.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the first car onto the scene after the McLaren spin, yeah, it's not much you could have done. But I think if you're 3rd or 4th back in the train, I think you would have known by then that there's an accident up ahead, and you could have prepared for it, I guess, slightly better.
Okay, well, hopefully everyone's learnt a bit from that incident then, and we take a look at incident 8 again in the Degners.
Yeah, there's not really a lot to say about here. I think Steve is completely at fault here. Sorry, Steve. Love you. You're not flat out there, but you're probably a bit of just a tap on the brake and possibly a downshift. It's not really the spot to be putting your nose underneath somebody else.
Okay, we're going to move on then to incident number 9. So 130R, car runs completely off track.
Last corner, always coming in hot. Okay. That's just really unfortunate. That's really unfortunate there. Both cars do a fantastic job here, actually. Apart from the incident, but they both do really well. I mean, the Porsche on the outside, I think it's a Porsche, goes wide through 130R, so you think he's going to have a bit of dirt on his tyres, comes back across, but he actually nails his braking point really well here.
I guess the question is though, because this Porsche that we're looking at on screen, he's made the run into the chicane by going completely off track in 130R. Now, what's your view on that kind of thing?
The thing is, you've got to ask him, has he gained an advantage there? Again, it's the nature of that corner where you can't really go too wide through there without somebody going wide on the exit. And if they do go wide on the exit, they're pretty much going to be level with you at the chicane, like you see here. And they've got to the apex first.
Is there an element of the green Porsche maybe felt like he was entitled to the chicane, and the other car should have waited and have another go? Possibly.
I mean, again, if it was me, if I'm the green Porsche there, I'm probably getting out the throttle before, because I'm thinking he's just been off track, he's got dirt on his tyres. I think I'll just let him take the position just for the moment, and hopefully try and get him back into turn 1. But then you don't know the circumstances. Is it near the end of the race? Is it the last corner? I know what you mean though. If he goes off track, is it the right thing to do to try and overtake after you've been off the circuit.
But does he feel like he's been run out of track? Because, I mean, the green Porsche's taken 130R quite beautifully, but at the same time, he has left the other car with no space.
I'm going to say this one is purely a racing incident, and I don't think either party involved really could have done too much more.
Hopefully everyone has learned something from that video and does find it useful. Michael, thank you very much for joining me and going through these. It's been really informative, and hopefully everyone has learned something, like I say. And usual social media things are on screen. Don't forget to look us up on limitofadhesion.com, facebook.com/limitofadhesion. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the videos. Come say hi on Discord. See you next time.